Welcome to the newest episode of the Nameless Podcast. I'm Matthew Lopez-Kronicz, and today I want to talk about empathy. Now, I want to talk about it in the context of a work environment, and that's kind of where I want to niche down on that. So, excuse me. I've been in the workforce since I was 15. And my views of what a leader is has definitely dramatically evolved over the years. I used to think orders and telling your people and getting your people into the position that they needed to do required basically being an order giver, and your people were order takers. And that's not really the case at all. And because I never ever factored in understanding where your people come from or how they're feeling and relating to them and things like that. Now, granted, in my around 12 years of retail management, I feel that I always had the traits to relate to my people and to get the most out of them, but I still dance the fine line of yelling and all this other just garbage doesn't make any sense. That and factor in all of my internal garbage and noise, and I think a lot of times I could have been so much more successful, but I continuously shot myself in the foot because I would get a lot out of my people, but I never really tried to understand where they were coming from. And that's really the key of empathy. And empathy, for me, it's one of the key traits I want to live by. Compassion, love, and empathy. I think it's a great foundation. When you can understand where your people are coming from, you can get the most out of them. And then you're able to, not leverage, but you're able to connect with them and relate with them, and then you're able to get the most out of them, because in turn they're connecting with you and relating with you because you're understanding where they're coming from. They're just not employee 1257. You know what I mean? They're Susie or Brad or whatever. You know what I mean? You're getting to know them, and not on a friend level, because like I see a lot of boss-employee relationships where boss just goes the employee route and is able to understand where they're coming from, but still isn't able to hold that accountability because they just want to be a friend and they're living in a fear world. And when you start to do that, you struggle a bit. So I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about understanding in a moment of, hey, so-and-so is struggling because of this, because they're feeling this sort of way. And they're able to understand, okay, they're afraid to use the juicer, or I mean, this is the actual real example. Okay, why are they afraid to use the juicer? Okay, so let's figure out a way that they can feel more comfortable using that machine. Let's relate with them and understand their feeling, and then let's find a solution together. And they'll feel better because you related to them, and they feel that you're genuine. And I think that might touch upon something that is vital in empathy, is that when you're being able to empathize for someone and understand their feelings, it really puts you in a genuine context. I mean, which is right there. Here's the truth. It we're living a truth. This is who I am. We're all human. We're all feeling. We all feel a lot of different things. We all go through a lot of different things. We all can understand different emotions. We've all gone through a lot of similar events and things like that. But in the workforce, it's almost like none of that exists. And that if you're there, you you're one of the I guess cliche sayings is leave all your baggage at the door. And I used to hear that as well. And I don't really honestly I used to hear that and from someone that used to be super emotional, I'll probably say, and where his emotions hard on sleeve, another cliche. I I used to say that rhetoric too, and I used to try to believe it. And honestly, I don't. I'm gonna have to say that that's just most people aren't robots. They're not gonna be able to do that. So, as a leader, and even as a fellow employee, you really need to work on your empathy and work on that because it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't at all. A lot of people have obstacles in their life that are going to drain them and are going to make it challenging for them to put their best work forward. And some of the people that are able to shove that down and work are, it's going to affect what they're doing. It just is. It doesn't work that way when you've got things going on. And it's going to affect your work. It's going to affect how you associate with people. I see it all the time, and I feel I recognize it better now than what I did before, because I can reflect back on certain circumstances where I knew what was going on with the other people, but I never connected that dot. I never empathized from where they were coming from. I didn't factor in what they had going on and what they were feeling into decisions or trying to relate. It was definitely a self-centered. I was always self-centered and selfish in a lot of different ways, and I know that I am in a much better place to understanding where people come from, and it excites me because now when I'm having interactions or seeing interactions, I'm able to harness that skill a lot more because I've been aware. I feel like it's been over a year now since I've been talking about empathy, and I feel that from where I was 12 months ago to now, my empathy skill is a lot better than what it was. It's a lot more harnessed, and I'm a lot more equipped to be able to empathize and connect with people in a better, more deeper way. So, I'd love to hear what all of you have to think about empathy. I don't know if either one of compassion, love, or empathy, if one's more important than the other, but tell me some stories about where empathy would have improved a workplace situation. Because I know that we got lots of stories of that, and I feel that a lot of them are probably going to be closed-minded situations where just the other person's just not thinking about that. They're either thinking about themselves or in some weird way thinking about the company, or the company doesn't want us to do this, this, and this. And it's like all that stuff's just material. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if the people in front of you and how the people in front of you are feeling. And connecting with them and being able to understand where they're coming from, it really will allow you to have a better workplace and a better team. It will really allow you to enable you to have a team. because when people don't think that the leader cares, I flat out, I speaking from experience, from myself, when I've worked for leaders that just they do not have empathy. They do not care about you. They care about themselves. They care about the company, and they just want you there. And if you're not there and putting in the work, they do not care what is going on outside or what you're feeling. Don't even bring it up, even though they have their own feelings and they want to discuss what they have going on. Anything besides those two orbits of the company and themselves, it just doesn't matter. And I see it all the time, and I'm sure that all of you have seen that all the time and know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's that, because that is a huge building block of a team, and having camaraderie in your team in any work environment. Could be an office, like an office kind of setting that I work in now. I mean, it could be at Chipotle. Being able to have people that want to be around each other, interact, and care, empathy plays a huge role. So let me know. I want to hear some of your empathy stories or places where you think you can improve. Drop it in the comments. I'm going to post this on LinkedIn. I'm going to post this on Instagram, post it on YouTube. So I'm Matthew Lopez-Kronicz. This is the Nameless Podcast. Talking empathy. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to see any one of you leave a review on the podcast. That would be wonderful. If you do, let me know so I can give you a shout out. If you just want to find me, talk, connect, whatever, best places to find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. Like I said, this is the Nameless Podcast. I'm Matthew Lopez-Kronicz. I'm going to talk to all you soon. Everyone have a wonderful day.